Welcome back, dear viewers, and you are still watching The Breakfast Show. And in this segment of our program, we will talk about cooperation between Egypt and Norway in the field of renewable energy and green hydrogen. And we are joined over the phone by Dr. Adel Soliman, an expert in new and renewable energy. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, sir, can you talk to us about the importance of cooperation between Egypt and Norway in the field of renewable energy and green hydrogen?
In fact, the green hydrogen pillar in the energy matrix became very, I would say, desired and also highly requested by investors all over the world.
Yes.
And Egypt is one of the main platforms in the Middle East and the Mediterranean region to, in fact, play a role of an energy hub that will be a focal point for all sorts of energy, and as hydrogen will play an important role in the future of the energy transition towards a cleaner and greener economy. So we are, in fact, targeted by most of the main players in the green hydrogen industry to come to Egypt to invest in it because we have the renewable resources. Egypt is endowed with these rich renewable resources, as well as the source of the hydrogen, which is water, to be analyzed to its main components, hydrogen and oxygen. That's why Norway was already existing, represented in a company named Scatec in the renewable energy industry, and they have been there since 12, 15, and 16 in the Bimban photovoltaic complex platform that has around 1,500 megawatts of solar photovoltaic plants, and Scatec, I think they have around 400 or 450 megawatts over this site. So they are already there, they know the Egyptian market, and then they started making different protocols with the Egyptian government and the concerned authorities for the green hydrogen. And in fact, they were a pioneer to start also establishing, I would say, green hydrogen plant in Ain al-Sokhna area, because you know that there is an important harbor in Ain al-Sokhna, and the green hydrogen will become very clean and, I would say, reasonable fuel for the ships. So it is now ready. I think we will be ready very soon, really, to work from Egypt with this green fuel product, which is represented in green hydrogen. That's why Norway is interested to work in Egypt for this kind of, I would say, energy form.
Yes, so sir, also we would like you to elaborate on the impact of the participation of the private sector and leading international companies in developmental projects here in Egypt, especially the green hydrogen, which adds to the volume and value of Egyptian exports. So can you elaborate on this?
Thank you, Ms. Shireen, because this is, in fact, very important point that you have raised, because I think to solve our economic, I would say, problem that we are facing now for the deficit between the income and the expenditures in hard currency, we have to maximize our exports, which will really try to remedy this deficit. So one of the issues that we have to concentrate on and we have to work on it is the green hydrogen. But the green hydrogen has a complete value chain. We cannot only concentrate on the end of the value chain, which is the production facilities, without all what is behind, because There are the medium and small. Of course, the large companies are already there, and they work with those kind of developers or investors. But the train cannot really work and move without the MSEs, the medium and small size of enterprises, which will supply all the requirements for the part which will be manufactured and installed in Egypt. So this is the private sector role, has to start from the SMEs to support it, to enforce it, to train it, and to make them as an, I would say, a labor power and as a kind of EPCs, engineering, procurement, construction companies or contractors, to work with the giants which are coming now to work in Egypt for the green hydrogen, because we have almost 26 protocol now which has been signed with Egypt for green hydrogen. So there is a large and big chance, but it has to be really invested correctly, and there should be some conferences, some discussions with the, for instance, now we have what's so-called the Sustainable Energy section in the Chamber of Commerce in Cairo, and I have the honor to be the head of this sector. So we are trying now to mobilize all our resources as SMEs to hook in this value chain for hydrogen, and I'm sure that the government will help us, and all the ministries and authorities which are concerned will help us to do that.
So, sir, also, what is the importance of the two joint production projects between Egypt and Norway for green ammonia in the Suez Canal Economic Zone, with investments of approximately $6 billion, and in Damietta with investments of about $870 million?
In fact, the green hydrogen and green methanol are two similar products. The green methanol is manufactured from hydrogen, and we produce also green methanol from different processes, including green hydrogen. So when we talk about green hydrogen or green methanol, we are talking about the same thing. So, but what is the green methanol importance? Its importance is for fertilizers industry, and the fertilizers industry is one of the strong industries in the region, and we have also many, I would say, products that are being exported to the foreign markets. We are very smart on doing that, and that's why maximizing the production of the fertilizers through green hydrogen is required, because you know that the climate change constraints will impose on any manufacturer to use green resources to minimize his impact, or what's so-called his carbon footprint in the climate. So all the companies will move in the coming years toward such kind of green methanol to produce their fertilizers. So we are starting as pioneers in that, and so we will have an edge in the national, international, of course, and international market in producing, I would say, green fertilizers.
So, sir, also, can you tell us more about the future of wind power projects here in Egypt, and brief us on it, as it has the project has a capacity of 5 gigawatts with investments of $5.6 billion. So, tell us more about the wind power projects.
Egypt also is endowed with very good resources of wind energy, high-speed wind energy sites, mainly in Zafrana and in the Gulf of Suez, and of course on the whole Red Sea coast. And inside the land of Egypt, the speeds are a little bit less than what's available in the Red Sea area. So these sites has been already taken by the projects that the New and Renewable Energy Authority has started working with, and it was also with Denmark, Norway, Germany, Japan, and many other countries to install wind turbines in this area. But in fact, that time when we started working on that, I have got the honor also to work for the New and Renewable Energy before, so I'm familiar with the history. So when we started working on that, in fact, we have used the best land for to install the highest capacity of wind turbines for the first projects, which was very low turbine size. So now, in fact, there is a study in the Ministry of Electricity and Renewable Energy and in the New and Renewable Energy Authority to replace the small size wind turbines to move it to somewhere else with convenient speeds for this small size, and repower these sites with a high size turbines, which will increase the potential of production from these areas for a higher power capacity. So that's why we now talk about 5 gigawatts here and 8 gigawatts here and so, because the land will be reused for now the scale of megawatts turbine, 5 megawatt turbine, 6 megawatt turbine, 8 megawatt turbine. One turbine will produce 5. So I mean 100 turbine will produce the 5,000 megawatt. So it's an easy to have a wind farm with 1,000 turbine of 5 megawatt to produce the 5,000. And this is the real potential now, that the reuse of the land which has been exploited before for small size wind turbines now will be repowered with higher turbines, which has maximized the size of projects now in wind investment.
So also, to what extent can Egypt be a regional center for energy production and trading and a hub for green fuel supply for global shipping lanes?
Fortunately, that green hydrogen can be liquefied, exactly like the natural gas liquefaction process platforms that we own now on the Mediterranean coast. And you know that, for instance, the gas, other countries which is producing gas around us are sending their gas to be compressed in liquid form and transported by containers to their, I would say, importing countries from them. So anyway, if we succeed to make the same thing for the liquefied green hydrogen, so the hub will be really a landmark in the energy market for the green hydrogen, because we have enough land, we have enough resources for renewables, so we can really produce a lot from the green hydrogen, and it can, I would say, compete with, I would say, the conventional oil and conventional gas resources, which will have a kind of penalty for polluting the environment, but the green hydrogen has such an advantage of greening the environment. So yes, the hub, Egypt, by its geographic magical situation between Europe, Africa, and Asia, and has 2 seas. So Egypt, yes, will play an important role as an energy hub for the new forms of energy represented in the green hydrogen, liquefied green hydrogen.
So, sir, finally, in your opinion, how can Egypt achieve its goal of reaching 42% of energy production from renewable energy by 2030?
Madam,
One final question.
Private
Yes.
sector. We have to, Egypt is very rich on manpower and on really smart people who can synchronize with the running machine very quickly and very efficiently. So if really we build a system, a mechanism that will have a certain inertia, and we encourage and we make incentives and we facilitate the synchronization of the private sector, particularly the large number of SMEs into the value chain of producing the green hydrogen. So this will be a magic solution for our problem of deficit in hard currency. So I repeat it again, private sector, private sector, private sector enforcement and incentive in this specific, I would say, niche in the market for the energy transition towards a cleaner and greener economy.
Yes, I'd like to thank you, Dr. Adel Soliman, an expert in new and renewable energy. Thank you, sir, for being with us. Dear viewers, short break and we'll be back, so stay tuned.